So you start with MySQL client and you have to type the password. Yeah, I have typed my password. Then
create database.
නෑ ඊට කලින් බලන්න දැන් අපි හදලා ඉවරයිනේ ඊයේ සතිය අපි කතා කරේ. So we discuss how to create a database. Right now we already have a database. So make commands. You can take down these commands. We'll have a separate note, but for the time being, the first command you can type show databases. You can see what databases are available. The command is show databases. So this will show you the database available in MariaDB. So we have company, MySQL, performance, school, and sys. So our database that we have created the other day is school, if you remember.
Yes.
So first command show databases will show you databases. Then you have to select one of them. To select, we use a command use and whatever the database name. So I'm going to select school. Right? Now, when you say school, you can notice here, we switch from none to school. Earlier, we didn't have any databases loaded. We have none. Now we have a school database. Okay. So you type first show databases, then you type show school, use school. Now, inside the database, we know we have to have a related database, related tables. So next command is show tables. Yes. How many tables you can see? Yes, only one. What was that table? Student table. Okay. To see what is inside, meaning the structure, we type the command describe. So to see what the database is and what is student, we can say describe. It's not we are getting data, we will type what we have. Right. So in this database, what are the fields we have?
Name, age, date of birth.
Yes, we have name, age, date of birth, they are the fields. What do you mean by data types? Name, we have something called vacha. Can you tell me what do you mean by vacha here? So data types, we have vacha, we have int, we have date, right? Date of birth is a date data type. Age is also int. Forget about for the time being what number 11 is. Vacha, we have a meaning. Vacha means you can
Character.
have, yes, variable characters, and you can go up to 25. If you go more than 25, you are not going to save any of the characters after 25. Okay, right.
Letters 25 with the right.
Oh, ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට පුළුවන් letters 25 විතර එතනින් එහාට බෑ. දැන් සමහර අර forms වලදී ඔයාලට තියෙන සමහර වාගේ සම්පූර්ණ නම්ම අපිට type කරන්න බැරි වෙනවා. right. දුවට මතකද අපි type කරපු command එක? දුවට මතකද අපි type කරපු command එක? table එක create කරද්දී දුවට මම කියලා දුන්නද මොකද්ද command එක කියලා? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි create database කියලා එකක් ලිව්ව නේද? දුව ඒක ලියාගත්තද නැද්ද?
ලිව්වේ නෑ.
නෑ ලිව්වේ
සර්
නෑ.
නිකන් ඔහොම කරලා පෙන්නනවා විතරයි.
ඔයා කරලා බැලුවේ නැද්ද මේක?
කරලා පෙන්නනවා. ඔව්
දුව
කරා. ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එක ගහගන්න.
කරා. right good.
ඔව්.
the school database එක ඔයා හැදුවා. හැදුවද?
ඔව් මේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එකක් ගහගන්න කියවනේ ඒකේ විදිහට නම් කරා.
right good 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 good. මට ඒක තමයි බලන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට දැන් දුවගේ මේ කමාන්ඩ්ස් එක දැන් ගහලා මට share කරන්න screen එක. ඔයාගේ කි. When you say all from student, there are no record. So now we will use this command, insert into database table name, table attributes and values, and you put up the values. So the next time, right, we can use insert into to enter the data to the database. හරිද පුතේ? right. මට දැන් කරලා දෙන්න ඉතුරු data ටිකත් enter කරලා, so you can enter the other 3 rows and then you can raise your hands. I'm adding the details about the commas. Commas, this is 18, 2005, April 25th. Right? Now, if you look at again, we can see Kamal is also added. Right? Now, this time I'm going to add Anil's details. So the third one is Anil. Age is 19. Date of birth is right 2004. 6/13. Third one, right? Then I'm going to add Kalani's one. Right? Now Kalani's age is 18. So I'm going to have 2005, December, right? That's one. Okay, so I hope this is what you have also done. I have 4 students. Okay, right. Now I want you to create another table. Right? So shall we do add, right? A new attribute to this, right? Now we have done create DB database create kara. We have created the database. We have created the table. Now I'm going to change the table. Now, for example, let's say I want to add index number here. Right? Here is I'm going to do. You can do with me. Alter table. So that means I'm going to change the table now. Which table I'm going to change? Student table. So I put student. And then I'm going to say, okay, add. We can have a column name. I'm going to say index number. Right? And then we can have some data type. Right? You can decide on what you want to do. Right? So let me say int. Let me put 3. Semicolon. Now you can see data structure has changed. When I say describe, student. Now you can see like another attribute is added. Which one do you think is best here as a primary key? Kalin, first finish this one. So when we say select all from a student, we are getting everything, right? So what we have to do is we can use where clause. When you say select all from student where age is 18, we will get only the student with age of 18. Similarly, if I want to get only someone, I can say select all from student where name is someone. So we are getting only this record. So why I demonstrate this here, I want to change this null value to some other value. So if you are going to change existing value, let's say you made a mistake in his date of birth. If you want to change that particular value, we have to use update. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the update syntax to change this null value to some meaningful value, right? So this is how I'm going to do. So I'm going to say update and then table name. So I'm going to update student table. I'm going to set, right? I'm going to set, right, index number as 101, index number as 101, where right, when we have where clause, and then we can say, we say index number. So it's not index, so sorry. So I made a mistake earlier. So how do I do this? I made a mistake. So I'm going to update student index number as 101, where, right, name equals someone. So what I'm telling here, okay, please update student table, right, and change the index number 101 where name is someone. So if I do this, right, and if it's a success, now if you get back all data set, right, now you can see this row actually has changed. Understood? So let me change Kamal's index number into 102. So to do that, we will use update students. We are going to set index number to 102, where the name is Kamal. Right now, if you look at student, now we can see we have done with 2 columns. Similarly, we can change with Anil as well. So this time it should be 103, and the name should be, right, Anil, right? So now if you look back again, you can see we have changed the index numbers of first 3 columns, first 3 rows, and last one, we are going to say 104, right? And the name should be colored, right? Now that we have already done this, that's good. So now, normally when we are creating relation, we have to set the primary key, right? We have to set the primary key. So we have to look back how we can identify primary key. So now in this particular case, we don't have a primary key. How do you know? If you say describe student, now we can see in the key column, we don't see any of the keys as a primary key. So the first thing that we should do is we should define a primary key. In our case, index should be the best one because it's unique, right? So the command is, we can say alt table student add primary key, and within bracket we can say which column we need. We can say index number, right? So let me describe. Yes, now you can see here our description is updated, right? And then it should be primary key. Can you add the primary key and send me the screenshot? We have created a database school. Under that, we have created table student. We have created a couple of fields with their data types. Then we have also learned how to put the data in and how to update existing values. And finally, we can also query or see what is inside this. Right, now having said that, I want you to create another table. Can you create the teacher database, sorry, teacher table? I want you to create a database called teacher with teacher ID and name. Do you remember the create database? Sorry, create table syntax?
Also,
Right, let's look at create. Right, so if you remember, creating table is a simple, right? So the command is, you can observe, we have to say create and then we have to have a table name, the table that I'm going to use as teacher, right? And then each row we have to define. So we can say, okay, teacher name, right? And then we can say, okay, int 3. We set teacher name. Sorry, should be something else. It's a mistake. right? We have to say create teacher, and then create teacher, and then we have to say, okay, teacher name Vacha. So let's have 25 characters. And then we can have so we can say create table. So again, there's a bracket is missing. So I have to again, I came out this. So I have to start from the beginning. We'll start from the beginning. I'm going to start with Microsoft client. I will put right. And then I have to use school. Okay, first of all, I will see what are the database available. And then I'm going to use school and show tables. We have only student. Now we are going to create teacher. So the command is create teacher, sorry, create table teacher, and you have a bracket. Okay, then all the columns. First of all, let's say teacher name, we are going to have Vacha 25. Then we can have teacher. Again, I made a mistake. Right, let me explain what this is. Teacher, spelling with T-E-A-C-H, teacher name, Vacha. Then teacher ID. We are going to have int value, right? Earlier, we typed only these two. Now we can know what will happen. So we can define primary key as well, right? So what you could do is you can create together with, primary key. So that could be added. We can say, yes, primary key we can add. So we will have a teacher name, teacher ID, and then also we can define what primary key is. So we can say primary key. Let's say teacher ID. Right. Now you can see, right? Show tables. You should show this, right? So now that we have created the teacher table, we can see the details by typing describe teacher. So teacher name is Vacha 25 and teacher ID is in 3. And it's the primary key. Right, now let's add data. So how do you add data? We can say insert into right? We have to have the table name, that is teacher. And then we can say set. Oh no, teacher, I made a mistake. We can just simply add, right? Insert into. So I made a mistake to do this. Insert into teacher, within bracket, I can list down whatever I have. I can have the teacher name and teacher ID, right? Values. First of all, teacher name, let's say Sampath, right? And then we can say teacher ID. So let me use 201. Now, if you say select all from teachers, from teacher, you are getting this. Right? Can you add another 3 teachers of your choice, but teacher ID, put it as 202, 203, and 204.